Hi, my name's Ed Lane and I'm a former student of the Academy of Music and Sound in Exeter. Um, I'm currently earning all of my living from being a self-employed musician, which I wouldn't be able to do without having gone to the Academy. To earn my money, I mainly teach guitar and vocals privately, mostly guitar, and then I gig on weekends and evenings. Sometimes those gigs will involve covers, sitting down and playing from a folder, just songs that people know and like in a pub where you're not really getting much recognition but you get paid at the end of the night. And some of those gigs will consist of original songs that I've written myself that I enjoy far more and don't do for the money I do to try and further my career. There's a lot of stuff that you've got to kind of do to be a self-employed musician, and I guess the main thing that you need to kind of get over is motivation and determination, because it's very easy to work from home and sit in front of the telly and play the Xbox all day and not get out of bed until 12, which for about a year after I finished the academy I found pretty hard to deal with and stop myself from doing that. But now I structure my day from like a normal person's working day, like 9 to 5. I'll spend 9 to 5 in here, which is my studio, and I'll do teaching and recording and songwriting and website maintenance and accounts and loads of fun and not fun stuff in here. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is play you a short section from one of the songs I've written. I hope you enjoy it. Now Arthur had a gang of loyal knights. Some he knew from childhood when all they do was fight, and these knights became the round table, the strongest of the lot, all willing, young and able. One day it's a slaughter bridge he rode, where Mordred was awaiting to strike that fatal blow. So Arthur, the King of Kings, was dead. This fair green earth of England would make his final bed. Now Arthur was a king among men, the type that this fair land will never see again, for this country is led by snakes, and Arthur would turn in his grave if he could see our mistakes. So put the sword back in the stone and wait for a fearless Englishman to make this land our home. So that was a song I wrote about King Arthur, and playing that kind of music is what I enjoy to do and what I'd like to further my career in actually doing. But to me, it's important to try and build myself a steady kind of future, because it's a bit touch and go being self-employed, as it is in any industry, that sometimes you've got work and sometimes you haven't. And just trying to be a musician worries me too much, to be able to just try and go and play songs to people and wait for some bloke to knock on my door and give me a record label. But that's why I started teaching and actually realised that I quite enjoy it quite a lot, and it's quite rewarding to see people who can't play an instrument and after a few lessons come back and can play things, and you see how happy you've made them, which I can understand now why people like teaching. Before, when you're a student and you're giving teachers hell, you always think I'd never ever want to be a teacher, but actually you can realise why they keep coming back and putting up with the hell every single day. But yeah, and the other thing I've realised is, to be a musician, you have to do everything. Like, I'll I'll record my own songs, and I'll like I'll play in bands. I'll play bass in covers bands, and I'll play guitar and session in covers bands, and I'll play in a covers band, being a lead singer, and I'll play my own music, and I'll play covers on an acoustic guitar, and I work jobs as a sound engineer, and like anything and everything I can possibly get my hands on just to make a bit of money and try and help out. And I get asked quite a lot what's my favourite bit of equipment, and by far it's my Apple computer, because that completely is essential to the running of my business now, because it deals with my accounts and recording and running my website, and making videos like this is just all done on my computer, and just without it I'd be lost, really. Making covers for things, and even my girlfriend, who's a photographer, when she takes pictures at gigs, she loads them on here, and she runs her own website from my Mac as well. So it's pretty essential to that. But basically, to be a musician these days, you just have to try and do everything, and you have to learn to fend for yourself, and you have to learn that asking for money isn't a bad thing, because a lot of people will assume that because you're doing a job you love, you shouldn't get paid for it, which is rubbish, because everybody needs to pay bills. So you should just get used to going up to someone at the end of the night and saying, this is how much. Like, when I play a gig, the second I finish playing, before I pack up any gear, I'll put down my guitar and I'll go to the bar and order a drink and say, right, that'll be X amount of money. And then that's sorted, then I'll start packing up the gear, because you should just get out of the way with, because at the end of the day, yeah, we play music because we love it, but we still want to get paid, and everybody needs to make a living. But yeah, so it's a great life, and I wouldn't swap it for anything else, but it's not as easy as everybody makes it out to be. But working hard at the academy helped me no end, and very grateful for that. But yeah, thank you for listening. I've been Ed Lane, and cheers.